Hello friends, and welcome to The Hanged Man in the Moon, the weekly series where I use tarot spreads to delve into topics regarding living the intentional life. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second time, this is my second video. Thank you for coming back, and I hope you continue checking in. And I hope you also leave comments below, things that you were thought about as you watched the video, or memories you've had, or any connection that you found to the material. That would be wonderful. I'd love hearing from you. So this week, as all weeks, I laid out a tarot spread, and it was interesting as usual. And as I looked at the spread, as I read it, I thought of telling a story regarding the information that I saw, a cautionary tale, if you will. And so I prepared, and then today, as I was setting up to videotape this, it came to me that this was my story. This is something that I did, that I would suggest there would be a better way of doing than the way I did it. And so we're going to go through this at least 2 times. Once, I will tell you the general frame of the story. The second time, I will tell you what I did, and perhaps later, some better choices I might have made. So shall we begin? This is about the way that we are usually taught to find success in life, whether it's financial success, success in creative endeavors, or perhaps even success in love, relationships. And the advice that I know I got was to learn resilience, persistence, keep going ahead and you will succeed. And that is a way that many people, perhaps most people, find that they are able to achieve success. And that's not bad, but there is a better way. There is a better way. That's not exactly living an intentional life. So, first let's go into the cautionary tale. How does it all begin? Well, sometimes, perhaps usually, it starts with a spark of something from inside. Yeah? Perhaps it's a spark of curiosity that makes us interested in something, a business venture, a career, an art form. Perhaps we get an intuitive hit that this is what I want to do with my life. Perhaps there's some creative opportunity that just presents itself and we find a connection. And that's a beautiful way to begin. So what do? We think, okay, I need to get a plan. I need a strategy. How will I bring this into manifestation into the world? And we plan, we consider options, and we eventually land on our method, our strategy, if you will. And we follow it. And sometimes, if things work out well, we achieve some success. There's some manifestation of our dreams. We might experience some financial gain. Or we might come upon a new opportunity from where we started. And that's also wonderful. And we keep moving in that direction. And somehow, slowly, we start to get a sense of unbalance. That we're giving more than we're getting. That we keep having to work for getting attention, to beg for customers, if you will, to beg for whatever we need to continue going. And that negative emotion, that negative vibe, we realize is not helping us. So what do? We think, okay, I need to stop. I need to get that passion I had when I first started. I need to rediscover my inspiration, which is true. But we skip from A to C without passing through B. Now we try to move directly from a feeling of unfairness to inspiration and passion, and it doesn't work that way. Now what we are clutching to is not real passion, it's not real inspiration, it's a forced emotional state of I will do this. It's willpower. Yeah, we think it's inspiration, but we end up landing in willpower. And so as we keep working from this stance, we start feeling that misunderstandings are occurring around us. People don't understand the amount of work we're doing to get the results that we have. People don't understand how much we care. Maybe we start to distrust other people. There's some disharmony with either the people we work with or maybe our customers, the ones we are relating to. And so again, there's this negative emotion that we think, okay, this isn't working, we've got to get rid of it. So this time we repress it. We try to move it aside. We try to clear it actively. And emotion doesn't work that way. Yeah? We might be ignoring it, but it's still there. We might be repressing it, but it's still there. And when it's still there, it will grow. And those feelings of mistrust and disharmony can start to become feelings of rejection, feelings of things people just don't get us. And so sometimes we revert to authority. We think, okay, I need to establish my rules, I need my box, I need my structure. And we get into our box, we get into our structure, and we keep working, and we keep working, and we keep working. And sometimes that will lead us to financial security. It might lead us to some kind of prestige. It might even lead us to wealth, which is wonderful, but is it a happy wealth? Is it a happy success? Or are we going to wake up one day and think, wow, I worked so hard to get what I've gotten? That is not living an intentional life. Yeah? And we end up feeling that life is unfair, life is unbalanced. We had to struggle and scrape for everything that we've achieved. And that again is not living an intentional life. And so, let me go back and start with my story. My story begins, well, not my whole life story, but this story begins with my decision to move abroad, to leave the United States and work in a foreign country, to start a new life. And once I'd made that decision, I did some research and something clicked. I saw an opportunity to go to a foreign country to teach English. And so I thought, okay, good, this will work. I need to learn how to teach. I need to learn how to teach English. So I took a course on teaching English, and I looked for jobs, standard way of getting things done, and I got a job. So I came to South Korea, which was wonderful. This was my new beginning. This was my manifestation, right? And so I worked, and I worked, and I worked. And I started to realize that I was putting in more than I was getting out. Yeah? I was working really hard, and I'd gotten to a point of stability, but no farther. It wasn't exactly a dead end, but it certainly was unbalanced. I was putting in more than I was getting out. My returns were not matching my investment, you might say. And so I thought, okay, so what I need to do is I need to refine my passion, need to rediscover my inspiration. So I went back to school, which is good, but did I really do it for the right reasons? I don't think so. But I did. I went back to school. and I got my master's degree in theology, and I decided to come back to South Korea. And I worked again. And I got a job, but the job I got is good, but it wasn't the job that I thought. Yeah, there was some misunderstandings. There were misunderstandings. And I got here, I worked, and I started feeling that sense of disharmony again. I started, after a few years, distrusting the system that I was working in. And I thought, no, I can't do this. I can't work this way. I need to be happy. I need to be appreciative. So what did I do? You might say, I powered down those negative thoughts and was happy. For gosh sake, I'm going to be happy. And I mean, it worked. It looked good from the outside probably, but I wasn't living an intentional life. And I went into structures, yeah, following the rules, creating rules, making rules for the way that I would continue working in this job. And yeah, I've got some success. I have had success. It's been nice. But I've also noticed that the way that I was interacting with students was not developing in a good way, but was devolving. Yeah, I was so attached to structure. I have been so attached to structure and to following the rules and to making the rules and to getting students to follow the rules that what originally was mutual curiosity and investigation was becoming, you have to meet me and follow this to succeed. So that's where I am now, and my feeling is that life has been not unfair completely, but certainly unbalanced. Yeah, that I had put in more than I had gotten out. I had worked hard for diminishing returns. And that is not living an intentional life. Now, living an intentional life is different. So, for example, instead of looking for resilience and persistence, what we want to look for is courage, yes, but independence and self-confidence and love. Yeah? Instead of the working hard and striving, the kind of passion and courage that comes from love of doing what we're doing. And many of you are doing that, which is wonderful. But a lot of us in the world are certainly not. So, what's another way to approach this? Now, when you get that creative spark, that opportunity placed in front of you, instead of going for the strategy, explore that more. Explore the passion and develop that more. And follow that rather than following a plan. Follow the passion, follow the inspiration that will still lead you to your manifestation. And achieving your manifestation from that sense of joy, from that sense of excited purpose, is not going to lead you to that sense of unbalance that a lot of us experience. Yeah? Because the experience of doing the work, the experience of creating the relationship, the experience of creating the art is the reward. Yeah, we're not doing it for a reward, which is eventually going to become an unbalanced relationship. The actual doing of it is the reward. And so we never have to try and get the passion back, because on a daily basis we need to clear out negative emotion and rediscover our passion. But it's not that I've got to get my passion back, I've got to clear this out. It's just the natural process of maintenance, self-maintenance. So we never have to resort to the rules, the rigid structures. Those things are natural developments of creation. The processes develop naturally. And when we get the message that you need to follow the rules, we can think, yeah, okay, there are some good things in there, there are some bad things. We follow the good things, we let the bad things go, the things that we think are unnecessary go. And so when we do achieve success, when we do achieve our security, our financial security, our emotionally stable place, when we achieve that, we're happy. We're the king rather than the slave to our work. We're the king of our environment rather than being the slave to creation. And that's living an intentional life. Yeah? So, when you feel that need to strategize, make plans, but make plans from the place of enjoyment, of curiosity, of not to get something done, but to enjoy the process of making plans. And then follow the plans when it makes you happy. Follow the plans when you feel inspired to follow them, and take a break when you need to. Because rather than working hard, enjoying fully is going to bring you where you want to go in a much smoother and much more loving way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story for today. Move, if you can, from the need to develop resilience and persistence to the desire for independence, self-reliance, and inner passion, inner strength. That is the method of living an intentional life. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. And remember, there will always be an essay. The link to the essay will be below the video. And as always, I wish you joy, love, well-being, and pure awareness. And I also wish you a joyful and intentional life. Thank you very much.